Hello, and welcome back to another Traker video, where today I will be building that flying machine from the previous video. That flying machine from the previous video is very complex, meaning if you get one block wrong it might not work. Anyway, in this chest are the materials you will need. I have simplified the blocks needed, so basically I've replaced all the blocks with easier to get blocks, if you know what I mean. The blocks in the top half of the chest are blocks which can be replaced with whatever blocks you want to replace them with, but they have to be of the same type of block. Like the glass obviously has to be glass, and the carpets have to be carpets, and the trapdoors have to be trapdoors, and the gates have to be gates. But other than that, you can replace these with any blocks as long as they're movable blocks. Down here are the blocks which can't be replaced, so the pistons, the redstone stuff like the observers and the slime blocks, and I've got a cauldron and a water bucket for the toilet room. That's what the stairs there are for. The signs are basically a safety lock to prevent the flying machine from moving when you're working on it. So we're going to... because it's such a complex flying machine, I've got my iPad up with pictures of the flying machine so I know how to build it. So we will be building the flying machine in layers. So we will be starting with layer 1. So I'm gonna get a bunch of materials for building the flying machine. And let's start building this. So the flying machine, I should have probably stated this before, the flying machine takes up, it's 8 blocks wide and it's 33 blocks long, and I think it's 9 blocks high. So you'll need that much space. Also, when building flying machines, you have to build them 1 block above the ground to make sure they do not stick with the ground. Scaffolding is fine because scaffolding does not stick to slime blocks. Right, so I'm going to start with the front of the flying machine, the leading end of it, and work my way back. I'm gonna imagine that this is gonna be a fairly long video. So then there's 5 stair blocks going this way, like that. So this is what you should have now. You should have some upside down stairs. I'm realizing I'm not saying what I'm doing, so I'm probably making this really hard to follow. Basically, the stair blocks go in the corners like this. So stair block there, and then we're going to place 4 planks along there, and then they're going to place 2 wall blocks there. Then the next block down is the same 2 stairs and then planks. And we're going to continue this for about 9 blocks. So it goes 3 stairs, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then the 8th one is upside down like this to allow people to get into the flying machine, and then the 8th or 9th one, I mean, is upside down again. And then we're going to do the same on the other side here, with the same upside down stairs. And then we're going to fill this whole space up with planks, like this. And the reason I'm doing this in survival, because it might take a bit longer, is I'm hoping doing it in survival might make it a bit easier to follow, because but then again, I'm really not very good at tutorials. Like, this is like my second ever Minecraft tutorial, so I don't know how to do this. So the next thing we want to do is we want to make a line of pistons behind this that we have made, this floor. A line of pistons just like this, which is going to be the same width as the floor we have just made. Yeah, just another thing of note. If you're playing on a server with those mods which do optimization, you're going to want to replace these two stair blocks here with glazed terracotta, just because that will break things. In fact, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in creative and I'm going to get myself a lot of glazed terracotta blocks, and I'll replace them on the fly here, because I realise that this is going to be probably used on a server, so we're going to want to replace those with glazed terracotta blocks, just to make sure that this will work. I guess there's always a chance that it doesn't, because flying machines are super fussy. Right, the next thing we want to do is we want to place some observers. So we're going to place 3 observers along here like this, then oak planks here, and then an observer here. There will be no more observers for these 4 pistons, as they will be on the next layer. Then we take our stair blocks on this side and we go back 10 blocks with them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Once again we do the 9th one. Hang on, I've done this wrong. We do the 9th one upside, correct way up. And then the 10th one goes like that. And then we do the same on the other side to basically kind of vaguely mirror it. Making sure to put the normal way upstairs one block beyond the end of the flying machine, if that makes sense. Well, it's not the end of the flying machine, beyond the end of the carriage. Then we place 2 planks there, then 2 wall blocks here, and then we're going to fill up most of this space with planks. And then we're going, the one block that will not be planks is this block here, which will be a glazed terracotta, and then the rest will be filled in with planks. Continuing back, we start with the piston wall. So we're going to go 2 blocks back here and place a line of observers like this, making sure that it's the same width as the flying machine. And then we will place a line of pistons in front of the observers, like this. Then we will place a stair block here, and a stair block here. And then we will take our slime and honey blocks and place a honey block here, 2 slime blocks here, 2 honey blocks, and then 1 slime block. The alternation is needed so that they do not stick to each other. And then we will take some of our glazed terracotta. I should probably replace this one with the pink one, actually, because the white glazed terracotta I have is the spare ones that I am replacing on the fly because of problems with working on a server. Right, so with the glazed terracotta we will go 4 blocks back like this, and then we will mirror it on the other side like this. And then behind them we will place 2 pistons with observers behind them, making sure that there is a 1 block gap between the pistons and the glazed terracotta. Those pistons are not pushing everything forwards, they're just pushing along a cowling which covers up some of the pistons at the back. We're going to go on to layer 2 now. So layer 2, we're going to go back to the front again, and we're going to place a line of plank blocks around the edges like this, except for above the stairs, which are the correct way up. And we're going to also leave a 2 block wide gap here. I'm gonna need some more planks. In between, we're going to place planks like this, and these planks will be the seats. Then we're going to need a lot of other things now, so I'm just gonna get a bunch of things in my inventory. We're going to need to fill this space with carpets, except for the blocks that I have placed wall. Except for the blocks where we have placed wall on the floor, we place carpets on every block. So note how I have not placed any carpets on these 2 blocks that are wall blocks. Just like this. Then we will place a fence gate not there, a fence gate there, and a fence gate there. And then we will place 6 iron trapdoors across the gap here. Behind the gap we will place 4 carpets like this, 2 pistons like this, and then we will continue building the rest of the flying machine. So next we have to put in a piston here 1 block back. The reason for it being 1 block back is so that it can push this trapdoor here that I have just placed. We will also place a trapdoor on the other side, and then place another piston here. And that sort of acts as kind of fences to stop you falling off the side when you go in between the carriages. It doesn't stop you completely jumping over, but it's kind of like a safety thing to stop you walking off the edge. Right, next we will place down 4 observers like this, and then 4 pistons. And now we will do the interior here, where we will do virtually the same thing as we did in the front, where we do the edges like this with the planks, except for here and here. On this back block will be a fence gate, and here will be a glazed terracotta, as here will be a slime block. Then we will continue around with our oak planks all the way up to here, where I will place an observer that I missed. Then we will fill in the rest of the space with seats, like this, and then we will fill in everything else with carpets except for these 2 blocks in front of these pistons. Right, yes. So a quick thing I'm going to change here on the fly is this block, as that will bring some pistons above their push limit on a server. So I will replace that with a glazed terracotta. Then we will fill in the rest, except for this block, with carpets. Then we will place a fence gate there, and a stair block here. Going to the back of the flying machine, we will place a layer of planks on top of the observers like this. Then we will place a line of pistons on top like this. And then behind this we will place 2 oak planks on the edges like this. And then we will place honey block, 2 slime, 2 honey blocks, and then a slime. Going back further, we will place 3 of these glazed terracottas on either side, like this. And then we will place oak planks. I guess I don't need to specify oak planks, just planks on either side like that. Then behind this, I'm just having a look here. Right, so next we will place 2 pistons on either side like this. They will push along these honey blocks and slime blocks. And then in the middle here we will place 3 slime blocks and 3 honey blocks. Then on the back of these, this is going to be a bit tricky, so I'm going to use some of my scaffolding. We're going to place sticky pistons on the edges like this, facing backwards. And then we will place observers pointing into these sticky pistons, like this. And these will be pulling 3 slime blocks, honey blocks I mean, on either side, like this. Making sure that they are in contact with the slime pistons. Sticky pistons, I don't know why I keep calling them slime pistons. I have never called them slime pistons ever. And then we will place 2 regular pistons on either side, like that, in the middle of the 3 honey blocks. And that is layer 2 done. Going on to layer 3. Layer 3 is a bit more of a simple layer. So layer 3, we will place oak planks in the corners of the carriages like this. And then like this. And then in between these I will put glass panes and glass blocks and fence gates where the doors are. The reason I've used fence gates instead of doors is because fence gates are pushable when doors are not. Doors will break if they are pushed by a piston. And on the front here we will place regular glass blocks. The reason I am using regular glass blocks on the front rather than glass panes is if 2 glass panes are pushed by 2 different pistons, you will get a visual glitch where as it moves the glass panes will disconnect and connect to each other with every block it moves forwards. So glass panes only stay connected when they're being pushed by a single piston. So in theory you could replace the regular glass with glass panes, but it wouldn't look very good. We will not place any blocks along the back here, except for 2 pistons on the edges here, and this one will need to be placed here, so we'll place a scaffolding like that to place it floating like that. Then behind these pistons we will place 3 glass panes like this, 2 planks like this, then 2 upside down observers like pointing into these pistons, then 3 more glass panes on either side, then oak planks on either side, then fence gates on either side, and then oak planks all the way across. And then here on top of this slime block we will place a stair block. So this will be the stairs to go to the 2nd floor. Going into the more mechanical bits at the back, we will place a line of observers on top of these oak planks, and then a line of pistons on top of the, not on top, in front of the observers. Which side would you consider the front of an observer though? You know what I mean though, don't you? Right, behind these observers we will place 5 planks on either side. And then in the middle we will place slime block on top of this honey block, then 2 honey blocks on top of these slime blocks, then slime blocks on top of the honey blocks, and then honey block on top of the slime. Then on top of these 2 pistons on either side we will place 2 more pistons like this. Then we will place a slime block here and a honey block here, and then we will place observers pointing into these pistons like this. And then at the very back we will place 2 regular pistons pointing into the honey and slime block here, and then we will place 3 slime blocks at the back of this. One thing I forgot on layer 2 actually, and this is kind of an important thing that I forgot on layer 2, I forgot about the signs. So we need to place a sign on the back of this piston here, and a sign on the back of this piston. That prevents any block updates, any accidental block updates, pushing these back and breaking the flying machine. Right, going back to layer 3 again, we will place a honey block on either side on top like that, forming like a sideways L. And then we will place an observer pointing that way and a piston in front of it like that, and we will do the same on the other side. And that is layer 3 complete. We will now be doing layer 4, which will be the floor or ceiling depending on which floor you're on. Confusing. So once again we'll start at the front and work our way back. So we will place a glazed terracotta in each corner at the front, and then we will place a slime block, honey block, slime block, honey block, slime block, and honey block. And these are used to... oh, that's painful. They're used to hold the glass in place when the flying machine is moving. Then behind it we will make a square of planks like this, going around the edges of the carriage. And then in the middle, hang on a second, let me get back up again. In the middle of this square, we will fill this all in with trapdoors. Doesn't matter what type of trapdoors, but I'm using iron trapdoors as these trapdoors are not designed to be opened. Going back, we will place a line of pistons like this. Then this bit's going to be a bit tricky. Maybe I should have done this first. Yeah, I'm gonna break some pistons actually to do this. We're going to place 3 observers like this, and 1 observer here, and then we're going to replace the pistons. I hope I'm not making this too hard to follow. Then we're going to place 4 oak planks like this. Then we're going to go 2 planks, glazed terracotta, and then planks all the way around the edges of this carriage. Then we will start to fill in some of the trapdoors. In the process, we will place in an observer facing into here, like that. And 2 more trapdoors. And then we want a slime block and a honey block. And then we will place another glazed terracotta here to make sure that no pistons are being put above their push limit. And then we will place a stair block here. And then we will fill most of this in with trapdoors like this. Except for this corner, which will be filled in with different trapdoors. Now, these trapdoors are still not meant to be opened, but this is where the toilet is going to be. And I'm using these non-transparent trapdoors because I think it's important that passengers below do not look up while someone's going to the toilet. And then here we will place some trapdoors like this and then fold them like that. Going back here where the pistons are, we will place another line of pistons like this, and then planks going across like this, then more planks going all the way back like this, then we want slime, honey, slime, honey. Then we want honey and slime, and we want these to be opposite to the ones below, like that. Then we want 2 observers, and then 2 regular pistons, and then a slime block. Then 2 slime blocks there, like that. Then observers in the corners, and then pistons, like that. And that is layer 4 complete. I really hope this is gonna work. This is gonna be super embarrassing if it doesn't work out when I test it. So the next layer is going to be a bit more complex, as this is going to come out a bit further at the front. So I'm going to do the edges first, just to make this a bit easier for me. Right, so what we want to do is place planks going like this, leave a 2 block wide gap here, then planks going around here. Then we want a glazed terracotta, and then planks like that. Actually, we want the glazed terracotta there. So the glazed terracotta will be 2 planks back from the front. Then we will jump onto this scaffolding at the front, and we will place stairs on the front. 2 stairs on either side, like this. Then we will place glazed terracotta on the stairs like that, and then we will place a slime and a honey block. Then we will place carpets like that, and I'm just trying to think. Would that work on a server with the carpets? I don't think that would. So maybe all these changes I am doing are unnecessary on the fly. Yeah, it's entirely likely that this might not work when you finish it anyway, because if some optimization mods break certain things with complex flying machines. So we want stairs here, planks here, fence gate one block back, I mean, planks like that, yes. Then 3 more planks and 2 carpets. Then we want a row of carpets, then planks like this, and then more carpets. Then we will, and the reason why these 2 are left out, by the way, is because some pistons we will place will be put above their push limit if we placed them. And then we will place 6 trapdoors like this, and 2 oak trapdoors like this. Then we will place pistons like this. And then behind these 2 sticky blocks we will place 2 more pistons. And then behind most of these pistons we will place observers, but not all of the pistons. These 3 pistons will be left without an observer because this piston is powered by this observer, and these pistons will be powered by observers that we will place on the next layer. Right, the next thing we do is going all the way around with planks like this. Then we will place planks like this, and then we will place in some carpets. But not place any carpets in front of those 2 pistons. And then we will take some more of our oak trapdoors and place them like this to act kind of like a banister on the stairs, but more importantly allowing the pistons that we will place here to push this all along. In this corner where the bathroom will be, we will place some of our birch trapdoors like this, and then we will place a fence gate, and then we will get our supplies for the toilet. So we will place the sink here, fill it with water, place a trapdoor there. I chose a trapdoor instead of a carpet just because I felt a random carpet wouldn't look very good. And then we will place diorite stairs there, and then diorite stairs like that, and that will be the bowl of the toilet. Going back to this part with the pistons, we will place some observers along the back of these pistons like this. And then we will place oak planks like that. And then opposite to the blocks below them we will place slime and honey blocks like that. Behind these two planks we will place more glazed terracotta. Then 2 more planks like this. Then we want three slime blocks on either side like that. Then a piston on either side. Then signs on the back of these pistons to stop the slime getting pushed back by accident. Those signs are they're not necessary for flight, they're just necessary really for building, so you don't accidentally push them back. And then in front of these slime blocks that we have placed, we will place 2 sticky pistons. And then in front of the sticky on the sides, I mean. Hang on, let me. So, yes, in front of the pistons, we will place slime there and honey there. And then we will place observers facing into these pistons like that. And then we will place a slime block there. And that is this layer complete. I have completely forgotten what... Oh yeah, layer 5 we're on. That is layer 5. On to layer 6. We're nearly at the top now. So layer 6 comprises of glass like this around the front. This will be the cab window for the pilot, and that's basically just so the pilot can see outside. Then we will place a slime block here, stairs, planks, glass, planks like that. And then we'll place some planks in the corners like this. And then we will fill in the gaps with glass panes. Going back here, I mean, we will place 3 glass panes on either side. But hang on, have to cheat a minute. Because I placed one in the wrong place. 3 glass panes on either side like this. With a piston on the front of the glass panes like that. Then we will place planks, 3 more glass panes, planks, glass pane. And that will be the last glass pane we use on this flying machine. On the back we will place more planks, then 2 more planks here, 2 more glass, and then 2 more planks, and that should be all of our glass used up now. We will then put the cistern on the toilet and put on the walls around the toilet with these 3 trapdoors. It appears as though I was missing a trapdoor. It's probably in that chest, knowing me. And we will have to place a block here and then place it like that. And that allows you to sort of crouch under it like this. And then on top of these 2 pistons we will place 2 observers facing down into the pistons. And then we will move over here, place another line of pistons, then place more planks, then we will place planks going all the way to this plank here and do the same on the other side. And then on top of these blocks we will place the matching slime and honey blocks like that. Then we will place 2 observers on either side on top of these honey and slime blocks. And then we will place 2 pistons on either side. Yeah, I was also missing the toilet lid. Yes, it's also vitally important to place these 2 trapdoors on this window that I missed, because that will lead to the flying machine breaking. Anyway, going back here again to the pistons, we will place slime block, slime block, slime block. Observer, piston, observer, piston. Then we will place a sticky piston facing into this slime block here, like that. And that is layer 6 done. Onto layer 7, this will be the roof of the flying machine. Let me just get anything else that might be in the chest. Nope, there's nothing remaining. Onto layer 7, which will be the roof. We will place stairs like that, and then more stairs just going around the edges. Obviously this isn't going to work on a server because we're placing the stairs on top of the slime. As I said, it should work on, I think it should work on servers that don't have the optimization mods, but don't take my word for it. It might still break. And we should have stairs on either side like this. At the front, we will place honey, slime, honey and slime mirrored like that, and then glazed terracotta like that. Then working our way back, we will place slabs like that, 3 trapdoors like that, then 3 slabs like that, trapdoor here, then 2 more glazed terracottas, then we will place 2 iron trapdoors. Now the differences between these trapdoors and the iron ones we're placing on the roof is these ones are designed to be opened. These ones are so the pilot can access the roof, and this one will have the controls, the target block for controlling above it. Right, working our way back, we will place honey, slime, honey, planks, slime, then planks going across here, leaving a gap in the middle like that. Yeah, there's the gap. Then we will place slabs on either side like this. And the slabs just provide a rounded interior, a slightly rounded interior. And then a stair block there. And then we will fill in the rest of this ceiling / roof with iron trapdoors. Working our way back, we will place a row of observers. I've learnt my lesson from last time to place the observers first. And then we will place the pistons on the front of the observers. Then we will get our stair blocks and start placing them along the corners here like this. And then do the same on the other side. Then, like we did on the front carriage, we will place planks on the back, then slabs along the edges. Now we will place planks on top of these observers, like that. Then trapdoors over the top of the toilet, like this. And just looking at my diagram, then we will place 4 stair blocks upside down like this to close off the toilet room. And then we will fill in the rest of this space with iron trapdoors, if I do not mess up the trapdoor. I've run out of iron trap. I used a command to get me the blocks, and obviously it did not give me all of the blocks required. I guess I could have... I'm blaming the command. It could just have been me replacing the blocks with insufficient blocks. I'm gonna have to edit the video at the beginning to show updated materials. Ah, yes, that's why those trapdoors. Right, yes. Yeah, we can get rid of the cheated trapdoors that I cheated in. I messed something up. Right, we can ditch those. Right, so I placed trapdoors along here. And these are supposed to be slabs. Slabs like that to just provide a slightly rounded interior. Right, going back to the roof, we will then place the newly acquired, legitimately acquired iron trapdoors and place them along there. Then we will place a row of observers on top of the wood, like this. Then a row of pistons. Then we will place our glazed terracotta like that. And then we will alternate our slime and honey blocks again, like this. No, I got that wrong. Right. So we're going to get rid of all of these top 2 slime and honey blocks because I messed that up. And we will then alternate them like this. And I think I might have missed some pistons down there as well. This is going to be the hardest flying machine tutorial to follow ever. If I'm getting layers wrong and missing out pistons. Yep, I 100% missed out those pistons. So yeah, I hope you were able to follow that along then. That was not very good of me. Right, another thing I got wrong are these glazed blocks. Oh man, I'm not following my pictures very well, am I? We place stairs in the corners. Then we place the glazed terracottas. And then 3 planks on either side. Then we will place observers on either side like this. And pistons on either side like that. Then on top of this piston we will place a slime block, and then behind the slime block we will place an observer. I'm going to try and remove some of this scaffolding at the back here just to make sure that they don't wrongly get updated when we start flying. So this is what the flying machine should look like now. We're not quite done yet though, we still have 2 more layers, but these last 2 layers should be the simplest layers. On layer 8 we will place 2 honey blocks like that, with a target block here and a redstone block here. Then behind that we will place a piston here with another target block behind it, and then right at the very back we will place 1 slime block, and that is layer 9 complete, or layer 8 I mean. And then finally for layer 9, which is the final layer of the flying machine, we will place a sticky piston facing backwards, then a sign on the front which will be our safety lock. The safety lock prevents the flying machine from being able to move when you don't want it to move. Then we will place an observer on the front of the sticky piston pointing into it. On the side of the sticky piston we will place the last honey block, and then our last glazed terracotta. I know it's not really our last because I gave myself more because I messed it up. Right. Then we will place we will place 5 slime blocks going back like this. Then we will place a regular piston here. That's the engine done. Now we will place an observer pointing into this slime block and a sticky piston, and then we will go out 8 blocks Then we will place another observer facing into it, and then a slime block. Sticky piston, I mean. Then we will go out another 10 blocks with slime blocks. Ten slime blocks. Once again, going into the side of the slime block, we will have an observer like that, and then our last sticky piston goes there. We will then connect the sticky piston to there like that, and that is the flying machine complete. So let me go around and remove some of the scaffolding. It shouldn't be necessary to remove, but I'm gonna remove it anyway for safety, just in case the flying machine doesn't work. I'm gonna place some scaffolding at the doors. So this is the completed product, our completed flying machine. What we now need to get is we need to get some snow, as we need snowballs to control the flying machine. So I'm just going to mine some from here. And let's see if this works. I really hope this works. So I'm just gonna go on board and close all the doors now, and let's see if this flying machine works. I'm very skeptical, but I've followed it as best as I can. So to start the flying machine, we will go onto the roof and remove the safety lock. Then we will go back into the cab. And then we will open this trapdoor here, exposing the target block. And then we will throw a snowball at the target block. And the flying machine should start moving just like this. If your flying machine works, this should be exactly what it looks like when it moves. So the flying machine appears to be working fully. I'm just going to go back, as I think it's important to go back and just make sure everything is intact in the back after building it. So you can see the toilet is there. Let's go down the stairs. Yeah, it's a bit painful on the backboard. Yep, everything is moving as one. The flying machine works. Let's show off the stopping mechanism now. So to stop it, we open this trapdoor and then we spam snowballs at the target block. And that stops the flying machine. So this was my tutorial for how to build a flying machine, a big passenger flying machine that you can control in survival mode from the front. Remember, if you didn't enjoy this video, to dislike and unsubscribe. Hang on a minute, I'm just trying to start it. If you didn't enjoy this video, remember to dislike and unsubscribe, and maybe you won't watch the next video.